Hey guys, we're back. Hold on, fixing things. How you guys doing? Let me check my audio's working. Hey, Steven, 4X, I'm glad you got your package. I'm sorry that it was dented. Parcel Force absolutely sucks. I've had issues with them before. Let me get DLive up because I always ignore DLive, and now I just remembered, so I want to. Let me just check it out. Culture, environmental culture. What's up, everyone in D Live? We got 3 people watching. Cool. Cool. All right. Yeah. How's everyone doing? The contents were fine. Oh, they did reply to my tweet. I gotta, they always reply to the tweet to try to look like they're doing their job. But like last time, they replied to my tweet. It really wasn't helpful. I'm gonna look into it and see if they can offer me some better service. But yeah, that tube is extremely thick. I have a bunch of them right here. Let me just make sure I don't show anyone's address. The tubes are really thick. They're like sturdy as fuck, and it was so dented. It was crazy. But parcel force absolutely sucks, and so it's always good to get their attention on Twitter because they don't like all that like public embarrassment. So they try to act all polite on Twitter like they're helpful, but we'll see. I still have to mail out a bunch of the European orders. I just wanted to make sure Steven got his order. And Tomas is working on the comic book. I'm really on him about the art. He's been sending me some art, so I should update everyone about that. Yeah, we got thick tubes. Yeah. And, so last stream, I know it's not Tuesday on time, but I've had a lot going on. I just found out that a friend of mine died, which was very shocking. It was very, very strange. Apparently she had cancer, and I didn't know about it, but it progressed extremely fast, which makes me very nervous. My little sister had leukemia and all sorts of stuff. My grandfather died of cancer. And I pretty much have never been to the doctor, so I'm like, probably should get health insurance. Yeah. Very scary stuff. And then I had to go to a wake today for someone else. So just a lot of stuff going on. And I just like couldn't get to streaming. I was really a lot going on, and just like sometimes I feel like streaming takes a lot out of me, and I want to research stuff. Like last time, the last stream, we did some art history, and I'm sorry about that, Philip. That's crazy. 2 siblings having the same kind of cancer too. That's crazy. So last stream we did some art history on the Baroque era, and I thought it was really fun and exciting, and I want to do more of that stuff, and do some proper research for you guys, because like I complain about all the time, I don't like to complain about the left and just constantly go over the same talking points that everyone has, and just criticize the left. I want to show what our culture is about, what Western culture is about, what our art is about. That's my expertise, is the arts. I want to offer some education in the arts and some interesting stuff to get excited about. And I didn't really get to prepare for today's stream, really, but what I did do today, I did happen to go to an antique shop, and I picked up a few items that I thought were really cool, and I'll share it with you, and maybe we can go over some stuff. The first one, no, I haven't, Philip. I will look into what you are talking about. I'm always interested in things, so I will check it out. I love antique shops as well. Where I'm from in the Hudson Valley is like antique shop galore, but I'm in the UK and went to some antique shops here, and I picked up this Diamond Jubilee vintage Vogue magazine. It's a British Vogue, and doesn't really have an interesting cover. It's just red. And the back has some, vintage covers. So that's cool. And it's from the 70s. It's not exactly my favorite era, but nonetheless, having a vintage Vogue is pretty cool just to have around. It's nice to just have artsy things around me and have artsy books, because all of my books and all of my artsy things, surroundings, are in storage in America. So it's nice to just be like, oh, okay, I have like some artsy stuff around. And, even the 70s ads are just, they're really cool. Even though it's not particularly my favorite time period, it's still some interesting stuff, and some really interesting articles. There's one about what is it? Hold on, let me get to it. Something about the future in like 2036 or something, and what things are going to be like. And it's just future living 2036 AD. Will it all come to this? And so it's just interesting to see what they thought the future would be like. So I want to check out some of those articles. It's really cool. What I noticed too is that they have a lot of ads for fur. There's a lot of fur ads. Fur, I guess, was really big in the 70s, and it's kind of funny because you don't see that at all in today's fashion ads, because fur is not politically correct. They don't like fur. They also have a lot of art illustrations. They don't really do art illustrations anymore in these fashion magazines. And there's quite a few in here, which is really cool. Again, so interesting. Yeah, a lot of fur. I think Jackie O actually made fur really popular, especially this one, like a cheetah. I think the cheetah or tiger fur or something. Jackie O made incredibly popular, more art illustrations. Made it really popular, and then it it helped make one of the make that animal, I think it was cheetah or something, more extinct. They started having it become endangered or something, and it was all Jackie O's fault, because she made it a fashion trend, and it went crazy. I do like fur. I like real fur, but I like vintage furs. I don't know. I just like the old stuff, and there's more of a use for the vintage furs, because what are you gonna do? Like, the animal died like decades ago, like 60 years ago or something, 70 years ago, and you can either give that animal another life by using that fur, and I like the styles better anyway, and there's only so much you can do with it, and I like to give it another life instead of just either destroying it so it died for nothing, or hanging it up in a closet and never using it. Sometimes they do use the vintage furs for animals, because animals, and I notice my cat is like this, but they use it for like kittens or animals. They really like the fur, which is, it's interesting. Let me just catch up with what you guys are saying. Aren't you European though? Americans can't be chopping our culture and claiming it as theirs. Well, yeah, America is. I'm first generation American. So I mean, I'm American, but I have. I'm first generation. My older sister, my mother was born. My father was born in Europe, so I have a close tie to Europe. I was bilingual growing up. I'm very, very closely tied to Croatia. So I feel like I'm a little bit of both. But also, don't forget that America is a European nation, actually. So, it's Western. So that all counts. I mean, it's not really any other culture. Let me see where we are at. Okay. Yeah, I mean, in New York in particular, it was a Dutch colony. So it used to be called New Amsterdam. And a lot of the architecture and stuff in our villages and stuff is very Dutch. There's a Dutch colony, Dutch settlers. very, very Dutch in New York. But for example, in the South, down in like Louisiana and stuff, it was a French colony, so they have a lot of like French type of culture and things like that. So I mean, you'll see it all over America. It's a lot of Western culture. It's we speak English and stuff. The Dada stream, yeah, sure, I'll do that like next or something. I just, again, like I said, I want to properly research things like I did for the Baroque stream, and I just didn't get to it because of all the funerals and deaths and things going on, and so I just figured I'd chit chat with you guys with what I picked up at the antique store today that relates to art, and I'll get to that Dada stream ASAP. Yeah, so really what I wanted to talk about too was, I'll put this aside, I'm gonna take my drink. Let me just check in on people on D Live. Stephen 4X is in D Live as well. Dance Moms. I've been watching Dance Moms from like season 1, episode 1, all the way up. Okay, so, oh yeah, I'm drinking something. It's basically a Monster ripoff from Aldi. It's called Dark Thunder. Dark Thunder. It's kind of cool. Basically, it's a Monster ripoff. Yeah, so another thing that I picked up. Hey Nuke, what's up? Speaking of Nuke, that reminds me, yeah, we also had a lot of Irish in America and in New York. Philip Daniel, I don't think people realize to what extent the 20th century avant-garde was full of right-wingers. Cocteau? T.S. Eliot, really? Schoenberg? Stravinsky, really? They were all reactionaries. I will look into that and maybe do that for a future stream. That looks really cool. Nuke, you drink Dark Thunder, really? You got that Aldi in Ireland, huh? T.S. Eliot was a conservative, no way. Yeah, we have an Aldi in America, Stephen. Okay, so another book that I found at the antique place was this. It's Karl Lagerfeld, Off the Record. And it interested me. It actually looks way cooler without the sleeve. Oh, here's the back cover. That's Karl himself. And this is Linda Evangelista, a famous 90s model. Man, models back in the 90s and stuff, they were actually pretty, unlike today. Oh shit, what did I do? Okay. Yeah, they were actually pretty. So there's a lot of stunning pictures. The book actually looks better without this cover sleeve. So let me just take it out for a second and show you. Meow, kitty. Meow? Why do you always bother me when I'm streaming? What? You want to stream too? Yeah? Okay. Yeah? Yeah? Come here. Come here. Alright, well, either come or don't come. Don't meow at me. Okay. So yeah, it looks like this. It's like a silvery KL for Karl Lagerfeld. It's really cool. Hardcover. It's got like the fabric on it. It's really, really nice. I love it. I'm so happy about it. Now, I will talk about my man Karl for a little bit, but just to catch up with people, if they don't know, Karl died recently, like this year. I think in February or something. I think in February Karl died. So, when I saw this beautiful hardcover Karl Lagerfeld book from 1994, I was like, I don't think that these country... Kitty! She just threw a rat at me. Kitty, you want to play with rat? You want to play with Rat? She loves this thing so much. You just threw Rat at me. Yeah, so when I saw this book, I was like, obviously I just wanted to get it because, you know, fashion, 90s fashion, photography. Karl is great. I love Karl because I'll explain to you about him. He is super... Excuse me, this dark thunder is really coming up. I will explain to you that he is pretty based, and we will go over it. So I was like, I want to get this book. But I also realized, I was like, I don't think that these like old men from the country running this antique shop, I don't think they realize like that Karl Lagerfeld is like a really big deal who just recently died, and that this is an old book. So I was like, I need to snag this book. I bet you this book is like gonna be something. And so I got it for a $5. Got it for pounds. I got it for £5, right? This book. And I knew because he just died. I was like, let me look up this book. And I went online and I found out that, I mean, they're selling some copies for like, I don't know, $56, some of them for like $150. The book is much more expensive than $5 on the internet. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm just catching up with what you guys are saying. So yeah, I was like pretty pumped because I knew that this book was like something special, and the people didn't realize it, and they sold it to me for $5. I mean, granted, everything there was super cheap, but I was like, this book. But yeah, I was looking through. It's really exciting. I wish I could really show you everything in it, but I don't want to ruin the pages by trying to like lift everything up every 2 seconds. But maybe I'll just pull out some of my favorite stuff. And we'll go over that, but also let's just have a refresher on Karl. Karl is pretty base. So he is a German, I think he's German, photographer, fashion photographer of the stars, and amazing photography. Actually, you know what? I'll probably just screen share a lot of this stuff. I'll bring stuff up from the book too, but let me look up Karl Lagerfeld. He has some things to say about Merkel, which are quite interesting. So let's check out some of his stuff. He's a really interesting guy. Hold on. Content card, no. Okay. Let's do this. Alright. I don't know. Let's look at a few of this. I mean, obviously this is like left-wing media gonna make him out to be like a real bad guy, but I mean, if we're talking about goth right, I mean, hold up. Let's show you some goth right. Like, he is goth right. Look at this guy. So cool. He is like the man. I love it. Love this guy. So yeah, Karl Lagerfeld sparks outrage over migrant Holocaust comments. Karl Lagerfeld has sparked outrage by evoking the Holocaust as he attacked Chancellor Angela Merkel for opening Germany's borders to migrants. One cannot, even if there are decades between them, kill millions of Jews so you can bring in millions of their worst enemies in their place, the 80-year-old Chanel designer told a French television show. Yeah, so I guess he designed for Chanel and stuff. I know someone in Germany who took a young Syrian and after 4 days said the greatest thing Germany invented. Oh my god, sorry, this is terrible. Oh my god. Oh my god, okay, I didn't mean to bring up this one. This one is pretty intense. Yeah. I think this is the Merkel comments I was looking for. Yeah, he expressed disdain for Angela Merkel and her decision to open borders to hundreds of thousands of refugees. Karl Lagerfeld has started to give up his German citizenship. That's what was pretty based about him. The Hamburg-born fashion designer who runs the women's wear department for French luxury label Chanel and Italian brand Fendi. Oh wow, he did Fendi too. Has spent most of his adult life living in Paris. While Lagerfeld conveyed a sense of pride in his home country when he chose to unveil Chanel's something art show in his hometown last December, he has now expressed his disdain for German Chancellor Angela Merkel on her 2015 decision to open the nation's borders to hundreds of thousands of refugees. Did she really need to say it was necessary to welcome 1 million migrants at a time when France, which casts itself as the land of human rights, pledged to take in 30,000? Lagerfeld said in an interview with French newspaper Le Point, published Thursday, adding, "If this keeps up, I'll abandon German citizenship." So, yeah, he was not a fan of Merkel bringing in the migrants. He thinks it's a really bad idea. Oh my god, he also criticizes her for her dress sense. Oh my god, I love that. He's concerned about her style, that publicly announced that he is ready to give her some fashion tips. He assumed that the Chancellor of Germany should dress according to her special proportions. Asked by the journalist, what does this mean? He said, too long pants, too tight jackets, awful colors, everything is wrong, he said. In particular, he didn't like the outfits the Chancellor of Germany was wearing when welcoming the U.S. President Barack Obama to Berlin in June. Bad proportions, like the cut, the clothes like for a guy. True. God, she loves this rat. You love to just act crazy when I'm streaming, Kitty. She's playing with this rat like crazy. She has scarcely any time to come to Paris, and when she's in Paris to visit President Hollande, she is very busy. But that's not the first time Karl criticized looks of powerful women. Asked by French television about Michelle Obama's fringe, he said, "Fringe is that what they call bangs? I think in the UK." Oh, this is a French article. I don't know. Barack Obama's wife looks like a TV speaker. He confirmed his lack of enthusiasm by adding, "Frankly, this doesn't suit her. The fringe was a bad idea. It's not good." I just love how blunt he is. The 78-year-old designer rarely cares about the controversies caused by his judgments. Certainly, he is not afraid of sharing an opinion, no matter how cutting it might be. It was him who pointed out that Adele is a little too fat. And even though he apologized for that, adding that the singer has a beautiful face, she does, he added that in the end, his controversial comment about Adele being a little roundish may have actually helped her because she lost some weight. This guy. But there was a time when he himself was overweight. In 2001, he lost 45 kilos, only to wear the clothes designed by Heidi Salamane. "My only ambition is to wear size 28 jeans," he said about his life goals. I mean, it's just so funny. I love this guy. He also courted controversy once again when commenting on the sisters' Middleton look. The Middleton sisters look, I think. About Kate, he said, what is it, Princess Kate Middleton or some shit? About Kate, he said, "I like that kind of woman. I like romantic beauties. On the other hand, her sister struggles." He continued, "I don't like Pippa's face. She should only show her back." Jack, did you hear that?
What?
I'm just reading about Karl Lagerfeld, and oh my god, he is so funny.
Why?
So he said about Kate Middleton, "I like that kind of woman. I like romantic beauties. On the other hand, her sister struggles. I don't like Pippa's face. She should only show her back."
Yeah, because everyone always goes on about Pippa's arse.
Oh my god.
You
He
know
has
that,
the
right?
funniest comments. Oh my god, this is so funny.
You know that comedy show, The Windsors?
Yeah.
And they're always joking about Pippa's ass.
Oh, really?
Because, yeah, when the wedding happened, everyone was going on about how Pippa had a great ass.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Harry should have married Pippa.
Well, that's a bit incestuous.
Nah.
I mean, they're not blood related, but yeah.
Better than Meghan.
Man, I wish Karl was alive to comment on Meghan. Last year, Karl Lagerfeld also accused President Francois Hollande of destroying France's economy by imposing painful taxes on the rich, calling the socialist leader an idiot. The designer, whose clients are largely the wealthy, who stand to be most affected by his tax hikes, likened the president to Spanish socialist former Prime Minister Jose Luis Rodriguez Zapatero. This idiot will be disastrous, as Zapatero was, Lagerfeld said in an interview with the Spanish edition of glossy fashion magazine Marie Claire. But Lagerfeld, known for his eccentric comments and unconventional looks, can be also self-critical. I'm my own caricature and I like it. Same. For me, the Carnival of Venice lasts all year long. Same. He assumed, relating to his famous look, black and white clothes, dark glasses, and high starched collars. Cool. Lately, he revealed also that he is in love with his cat, Chopette, is that how you say it? And if he could, he would marry her. It seems that Lagerfeld treats his pets better than the co-workers. The cat dines at her own table and has her own special pillow, has been pictured with her personal iPad, and has a Twitter account with more than 27,000 followers. He showers her with attention and pays for 2 personal maids to provide 24-hour care for her at his mansion in Paris. Although Lagerfeld is surrounded by the atmosphere of mystery, he's one of the most recognizable people in the world. He is also a workaholic who designs the collections for 3 brands, Chanel, Fendi, and his own label, Lagerfeld. He is a photographer, an illustrator, and even a book publisher. Lagerfeld doesn't stop to fascinate. There is more, but let me just take a second to catch up with you guys in the chat. I mean, if you can just, like, imagine, he's, like, probably just some gay fashion designer, but he is hilarious. Hates Merkel, clearly right-wing. Like, I mean, pretty right-wing. Calls out fatties. Calls out ugly people. I mean, shit is hilarious. He is so funny. Let me just catch up with you guys. Let me go. Let me catch up with you guys. I do believe he was gay. German women are built like refrigerators. Let's see. Just checking. Pippa does have a great ass. Oh my god. So funny. Rainbolt. Booty hat Jack, like, damn. Now I'm gonna have to Google Pippa's ass. I did call out a fatty. Karl, I wish he were alive. I wish I could be buddies with him. Alright, that's about it. Alright, you guys don't really have much to say about Karl. But let's go back to some of his comments. Sweatpants is another great one. I actually did a video about this, so it's great. Sweatpants are a sign of defeat. You lost control of your life, so you bought some sweatpants. Jack, did you hear that one? Oh. He's writing. Yeah, sweatpants are a sign of defeat. You lost control of your life, so you bought some sweatpants. Accurate. Let me see. I think he hates flip-flops as well, which I agree with. Flip-flops. Oh shit, I do love leggings, I'm not gonna lie. He said, leggings are not pants, flip-flops are not shoes. I agree with the flip-flops bit. Oh my god, this guy is so funny. Oh, and then he also has a Me Too thing. Let me find this. Karl Lagerfeld. Me Too. Karl Lagerfeld's Me Too comment highlights exactly what's wrong with the fashion industry. Oh my god. Let me find the quote. Okay, so this is Teen Vogue, and we all know how Teen Vogue is. They endorse Antifa, they talk about anal sex, and Teen Vogue. They do a lot of ridiculous, crazy stuff in Teen Vogue, so they were taking jabs at Karl Lagerfeld because of the Me Too stuff. It said, when Hollywood first began rallying behind the Me Too movement, people from various industries around the world also started sharing stories about sexual misconduct in the workplace, blah, blah. In particular, members of the global fashion community were extremely vocal about sexual assault issues that have devastated the industry for years. Fashion's overall support for implementing new guidelines to prevent assault made it appear fashion was headed in the right direction. This was until recent controversial statements made by Chanel creative director Karl Lagerfeld surfaced, causing critics to question the industry's true progress. Well, first of all, my comment on that is that the fashion industry is all women or gays, okay? Not many straight men in the fashion industry, so what the fuck are they Me Tooing about? Like, oh my god. In an interview released last week by Numero, Karl candidly addressed the topic of sexual assault. During one part of the interview, Karl referred to male models as toxic and sordid creatures who he'd prefer not to be left alone with in the light of recent sexual accusations made against high-profile fashion figures. He later went on to defend stylist Carl Templer, who was accused of pulling down models' underwear without consent. If you don't want your pants pulled about, don't become a model, said Karl. Join a nunnery. There'll always be a place for you in the convent. Karl's comments were immediately attacked for being dismissive of the serious nature of sexual assault, even provoked Times Up advocate Rose McGowan to call him a dinosaur misogynist. So the thing is, what he's actually trying to say here, again, the fashion industry is all like gay men, and you know, when you are modeling or you're backstage on a runway show or whatever, you're a model, and so you're treated like, you know, you're basically a mannequin. You're a paid mannequin, live mannequin. So there are times where backstage, you know, you're changing, there's nudity, people are helping adjust, or someone's like touching you. There's no time for consent. You're basically like consenting already if you're a model to be adjusted, you know, like, so you have to be adjusted and pulleyed about or whatever. I mean, obviously if it was like super rapey or something and there's a weird situation, like, I don't agree with that. But I think that for the most part, like, you are touched, you know, like you're shooting or something and, you know, it's like, oh, it's like, move, this hair's in your way, there's some shit on your shirt, like whatever. It's like you kind of, you're touched, and you know but it's not even sexual, but these women tend to go overboard and flip out about things, and I think that's what he was talking about. Yeah. Wow, Pippa does have a fantastic arse. Now I have to Google it. Damn it. Teen Vogue with millions of followers and an average of about 9 retweets per tweet. You know, I noticed that about a lot of these major fashion magazines and stuff like that. Maybe Twitter's really not for that. I mean, when I was performing, that really wasn't my... Twitter wasn't really big for that either, but... I don't know. I find it really strange because a lot of these... Yeah, they have millions of followers, and these are really, really big, serious... magazines and stuff, they really don't have a lot of followers. It's crazy. What are sweatpants? Sweatpants, the epitome of laziness. That's right, Rainbow. Never Cold supports flip-flops. Rainbow says sweatpants, flip-flops. Anal sex. How did we get here? I don't know, man. Okay, let's look at Pippa's ass. I literally Googled ass. Pippa's ass. Oh wait, we have to do Bing because I don't like the way Google. Alright, I don't see a fantastic ass yet. Really? It just looks... it's kind of small. Okay, she's bending over. Jack, she has no ass.
I didn't say she had a good ass. I just said...
I know, but I'm just saying. In regard to the... It's a flat ass. That is the flattest ass I've ever seen. Does she have to bend over in order for it to look good? Because anyone can look good with it bent over. Thanks, Fox Mulder. How are you? What's up? Oh my god. Do you really have to bend over that hard to give it any shape? Nope. Nope. I don't see it. Don't see it. There's nothing going on there. I really don't see it. Like, look at how flat that is. Is that really her? Not impressed. Okay, that's an ass, but that's J-Lo. I mean, I can't... That's pretty square to me. Not into it. Nope. Yeah, that was way overhyped. Not. Yeah. Sorry. Not into that one. But yeah, yeah, Ed. Hey, what's up? Should we bring back aristocratic patronage? I know all too well the old titled aristocracy, I always have a hard time saying that when I'm reading it, is largely defunct and its survivors degenerate, while the newer
I don't like
aristocracy.
Huge asses. I like tight, face with tongue.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be huge, but tight I agree with. I agree. But that was not really that good. Aristocracy of money has no aesthetic sense. The newer aristocracy of money has no aesthetic sense. Yeah, I agree. That's something we talked about in the Baroque stream, because the Catholic Church funded art. They felt that that was a way during the Protestant Reformation and to counter all of that. The Counter-Reformation, I think it was. And it was a way to kind of gain influence on people's hearts and emotions. It was through the arts and to show the grandeur and strength of the Catholic Church, and they funded all this amazing architecture and artworks and stuff. And I mean, I'm waiting to see that come back. And I think you're right. I think it was that the older aristocracy definitely understood that as well. And I think you're right. It's the newer ones, newer people with money, they don't have any aesthetic sense. No. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that much to talk about today, but maybe I'll get back to some Karl. Oh, and the Hasselblad. And just general 90s photography. Okay. Let's do this. Let me show you a little bit about the book that I have. So let me see. It's called Off the Record. This is what it looks like. This one's 500 euros because I think these are signed or something, but yeah, it's a very expensive book, and I got it for $5. Very exciting. I might just have to open that book myself and show you pictures. Let's just do general photography. He also has landscape photography in it that he does, and it's really cool. Fashion photography. Get rid of Pippa's ass. It's not impressive. Oh my god, gorge. So, looking at his works, it made me really, really want a camera that I've shot with before, with some photographers, because this was in the 90s, or at least my book was in the 90s, and back then you shot in film, and I love film photography a lot more than digital. As a model, I really, really like film photography a lot more than digital. I think that my features really pop more. I think it's way better in film. There's just something about film that's like really, really great. And I like film photography because, back before there was digital, when you modeled with film photography, it was like you had to think about, another one that I want to bring up, actually a very similar style of film photography to Helmut Newton. I need this in Bing though. Shit. Yeah, really similar vibe. Again, film photography. This is Helmut Newton, not Karl. Let me find some. Yeah, he did David Bowie. Hold on. Is this Karl? Yeah, this is Karl photo. That looks like it's in New York. It's a famous fashion model. I think that's Linda Evangelista. Just like, look at this stuff. And so when I want to find a little bit more. He had to, you don't have the image instantly on the camera, so you don't see exactly what you're doing. You have to be an artist and do the settings properly, make sure things are in focus, make sure the composition looks good, make sure the lighting looks good. You have to really, really, really think about everything. Look at the composition of this with the lines, her arms horizontal like that, this pavement or whatever it is in the background with that line, with the mountain in the background with that line. It is just, it's stunning, and you have to think about all of these things, including the sun. You see how the sun is hitting her in the face and the shadow is going behind her. All of these things are taken into account when you do film photography. And that's what a lot of young photographers that use digital cameras don't really think about, because they're just so used to snap, 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 snap. You snap like 1,000 photographs, you go home, and you'll find quite a few that look decent when you film. You can't snap 1,000 photographs on film. And plus, you don't even know what it looks like. You have to really, really be an artist and look at it and pose things and make sure everything is in place and snap. So that is what is different about shooting in film. I mean, among the technical stuff. But it's just, it was a different way of shooting. Here's Hugh with a model. Again, he had to think about the composition, and there's actually videos of him shooting. Oh, look how cool that is. So cool. So cool. This was 1998, Helmut Newton. Damn, that's cool. I'm not seeing the really famous ones that I'm familiar with. I mean, this one's a classic, of course, as well. I mean, just look at this composition, too. The people in the background, just everything. Her shadow. Oh, that fur. So cool. I just love it. And this is kind of stuff that it gets me. And Karl does similar stuff. We'll get to that. And so I kind of was like, ooh, let me see what camera he used. See, this is what I was trying to figure out. Because I know that some really good photography. Damn it, it's not in focus, that camera. I was like, oh, I want to do film photography, and I was like, damn, like the only major, oh, here, this is a famous one. This is Cindy Crawford. I've worked with some film, and the best camera ever that I shot with is the Hasselblad. And so, like, I just immediately go to the best thing possible, and we will go over the Hasselblad. And this is like a $30,000 camera. It's insane. And it's actually what the Instagram app, that picture of that camera, what that looks like is it's actually like a Hasselblad. Ooh, this is a great one of Helmut Newton. Look at this composition. Look at that. The city in the background and her pose and like all. Oh God, it's just stunning. There's where maybe I'll go back to doing Google because I'm not seeing. Yeah, okay. I guess Bing doesn't have a lot of the stuff. Can you guys see this? It's like tiny. Let me try to get this bigger. Damn, this is in the 70s. 1979 in Berlin. How cool is that? This is a famous one that I love. I think that's in New York City, but just like look at the contrast of the. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of like another picture of that one that I was showing you. He tends to do girls with clothes and nude and show the duality of it, and it's just they're really, really fantastic. There's some lesbian action going on. Where is that famous one? Okay, here's some more. David Bowie. I think this is Angelina Jolie. This one is really cool too. It's like weird and creepy. Let me try to find more of that. Those are some fake boobs. Holy shit. This is it. Oh, I love this. Oh, wait, that's a digital version someone made of it. Let me find the actual one. That's it. Oh, look at that. So pretty. So pretty. Again, the composition of the buildings in the background, the lighting, everything is thought out. Here's another one from that series. So cool. This is another one that's really cool. Look at that guy in the background. Look at the crappy, what is it called? Brutalist architecture in the background with the contrast of her. It's really, really good. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, yeah, this one is... Okay, this is an example of Karl's comments about being touched as a model. It's like, there's just... She's modeling and things are happening and you kind of... It just happens. Yves Saint Laurent with Karen by Helmut Newton. You get adjusted and shit. Cool. Legs, love it. Yeah, so there's this one, which is a famous one. Look at all these like cool 80s, 90s outfits. And then they complement it with... where is it? Where's the complement of that photo? Oh my god. I'm gonna have to type nudes. Oh yeah, here it is. This is the complement of that photo. So it was crazy because it's like the girls are in the exact same position, and he did a lot of nude women in powerful positions. So as you can see, like the girls, like the camera angle is lower, so the girls look big and powerful, and those are power poses, the hands on the hips like that and the crossed arms. So it wasn't them being submissive, it was a power pose for them, but at the same time there's the duality of this is them in the exact same poses, you see? And there's that, and then there's that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, he has some crazy stuff. But again, this is film photography, black and white, love it. So let's get to some Karl, but let me just check in on you guys. I'm gonna make sure you guys are behaving here. Yeah, the rule of thirds, the golden rule. Yeah, I love having things off-centered and stuff. Yeah, exactly. The whole anorexic and weird alien creature looking model stuff. I mean, sometimes I can see like the odd beauty and things, which I like, but I really like the modeling. Dave Incognito gave $5, said, I'm incredibly angry right now. Apparently, Simpsons references are grounds for someone acting like you stabbed their mother. I mean, everything is like you stabbed them in the stabbed their mother. I know. Yes, lesbians. Stephen 4X. Thanks, Stephen. Did you say anything? No, you didn't say anything? Let me get back to the beginning. Oh, thanks for that. 33. Favorite number. What was I doing? I think I was showing you Karl. No, I was reading your comments. Let me go back to reading. Alright. Alright. Never cold. Aw. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for $5. Alright. Let's get back down. Alright, sorry Steven for being so late and not doing you know, the streams on time. I had a lot going on, but I'm really glad you get to catch some of it and maybe stick around. No worries, no stress. I'll be on schedule from now on. I promise, I promise, I promise. Streamlabs worked. I don't know what's going on with this stuff. I swear to God, I really am such a boomer with it. Militaries would be more successful if they incorporated power poses. So funny. Alright, cool. Thank you so much, Steven. You're always so great. You know, let me know if you need anything. I'm glad you got your shit for me. Oh, yeah, the gift should be showing. I don't know what's going on with this stupid shit. Let's go back to some Karl. Alright? Let's check out Karl. This made me want to get a Hasselblad so bad. And I was looking up Hasselblad's. Swedish manufacturer of medium format cameras. Yeah, I don't... Ooh, let me... The, like, legit new one or something is, like, $30,000. But you can get some... I think a medium format Hasselblad for, like, $1,000, which would be cool. Look, this one's used for $1,500. I'm not really sure why this is so cheap. I think... I don't know if it has all the parts necessary for it. Oh, that's because it's not a Hasselblad. It's a Salute. Huh. Okay. Not a Hasselblad. Yeah, this one's $7,000. Not bad, not bad. Ooh, a used Hasselblad. $1,200. Is it a Hasselblad? Yes, it is. That's not a bad price. I want it so bad. Yeah, you can get some used ones for, I guess, over $1,000. But, they're just really good. This is what pros use, high fashion stuff, and I get very excited when I get shot in Hasselblad. They can also have an attachment piece. It's really, really cool. That, yeah, and again, this is what the, like, Instagram app icon is. It's like the front end of this camera. The old one, at least. Like this. Like, it's so cool. And you do, like, they look down from the top of it like that, like an old camera when they did that. And there's an attachment piece that people also use, that I've had people shoot me in as well. That, oh my God, a gold one. That makes Polaroids. So it's like, you can have an attachment film piece, and then you pull a Polaroid out of it, and it's just, there are such incredible shots. Oh, man, I wish I could, like, find all of the shots that I've been taken Hasselblad with before. Sometimes photographers don't really give you your shots. They disappear from the world. It's annoying. But yeah, I want one of these, and I want to start doing the photography myself. I have a digital camera. I'll use it. I use it sometimes. I take pictures of things and me, people, other people, bands or whatever sometimes. But I really want to do film. I don't think 35mm is going to cut it. I want a medium format. And then if I'm going to spend that money, I want Hasselblad. Ooh, a used Hasselblad for $700. Not bad. Oh, yeah. I think it's just the body. I don't think it's like the full thing. Maybe this is the full thing. Anyway, let's check out Karl. Some of his works. Oh, there he is shooting. Good old Karl. That's a Hasselblad. He's using a Hasselblad. I can see the branding in the front of it. Damn, I want it. I think I'm gonna have to show you this book, because this book is really gonna show you what I'm talking about. This is really cool. I love this feel and this look. I just shot the other day with a photographer who's incredible. And he had some really good, interesting tricks that he did to give this kind of smoky, vintagey kind of look with an actual camera. I don't know. I think it's an interesting trick. I might try it. Let me just show you the book itself, because I'm not finding any good shit on there. So we'll go through the book. Let me just see how you guys are doing. Probably still talking about like Pippa's ass or something. Ooh, yeah, developing film. That would be fun. That's why there is so much controversy about the moon landing photos. The Hasselblad has to be attached to the front of their suits, so they couldn't even look while photographing. Do they have Hasselblads? I didn't know that. Wait, why am I living mean? I don't know what's going on with this stupid shit. When did I say that? Casparian, that sounds really cool, incorporating those geometric designs in your design. Yeah, that would be really cool. Okay. So let's look if I can do this without ruining the book. Also, you guys, I want to point out when I'm showing you this stuff, the actual design of the book. This is, I think, Karl's book. He publishes and does stuff. So I think that's why it's also worth some money. But how, I'm working on my magazine, the Metacog stuff, and how I've criticized Ender's designs and how crowded and terrible it is. It's overly crowded. There's a million different fonts. It just doesn't look professional. It doesn't look sleek. So, keep that in mind when looking at this, not just the photography, but the design of the book. He's got a quote from Mozart and shit in the beginning. This is the opening page. Again, very clean design. This is like half a picture, like a zoomed in little piece of one of his like pictures. It's just very abstract looking. And then you can see just really simple design to this. It's not overly crowded. I might have to take this cover off because it's going to cause me to drop the book. Oh, I hope I don't ruin this. Simple. And you'll notice the font is consistent throughout the book. You don't have a million fonts and a million pictures crowding everything. Okay. And then there's this bit. You guys see that? This book is dedicated to Eric something without whom could never have happened. Patriotic Gestalt, what's up? It's always like the same people. I love you guys. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna fix that so you guys can see things better. So yeah, this book is dedicated to Eric Prunder, whatever, without whom it could never have happened. Simple, clean, elegant, one page, really simple, really clean. He's not thanking the entire world. He's not saying, thanks for the $100, man, like, I could have never finish this.
Thanks, Aunt Patty.
Thanks, Aunt Patty. This is dedicated to Aunt Patty and Uncle Mike. Thanks so-and-so for the $100. Thanks for mailing my computer out, dude. Thanks, dude. Like, oh my God, just clean. Without whom it could never have happened. Cool. Got it. Like, elegant. It's all you need to say. Holy shit. Is he really this old? Did he take this in 1955? What? No. Thank you. I think I'm an alien human hybrid as well, or fallen angel hybrid. I am the part of the Nephilim race, hence my very rare blood type. Okay, let's get into this. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me get back to my OBS. Hold on. Alright. So, this is some of his, what is it called? Like landscapes, although it's not landscape. It's, like a longitude photo. But it's not fashion necessarily, so it's cool. There's a lot of, I think, Paris shots. He lived in Paris for a while. I love Paris. Jack hates Paris, but I love Paris. More Paris shots, stuff like that. With clean, simple text on the other page. I mean, look at how clean this book looks compared to Ender's stuff, which looks absolutely terrible. More Paris shots with clean text on the other page. I love these kinds of buildings and stuff. I love doors. Again, clean text on the other page, talking about it. Really cool. More doors and stuff. I think he likes doors. I like doors too. I like ceilings. Oh my God. He just has so many door pictures. He takes pictures of doors. I love that. I'm a ceilings person. I love ceilings and I love moldings. I do like a good door. Okay. Photos of hands. I'm gonna skip those. This is Naomi Campbell. Stunning shots. Again, this is film photography where you can't Photoshop everything. You can see imperfections. Like, look at her armpit and her face and stuff, but she's a beautiful woman. And look at the composition of this. Again, film photography. This wasn't the millionth shot in film, in digital, and they snapped that and they Photoshopped it. This is just really thought out, really beautiful. I love it. Look at even her arm. You see the imperfections in the arm, which I think are great. This is this is what you want. This is real. This is a gorgeous woman in real life without Photoshop. It's cool. So he took pictures of Helen, what's her name? How do you say her name? Helen Bodum Carter. Look at how young she looks here. Bonham? Helen Bonham? Okay, that's what I'm saying, but never mind. Sounds like the same word that you said. And look at this. There's a blank white page next to that one. Something Ender never thought about. It's just like blankness can be part of the art. It's kind of like music. Silence is part of the music. Silence can be music, especially when it's in between sounds. And so that's kind of what design is like. You can create moments which make this picture stronger by having silence. More Helena pictures. Look how young she looks. Just going to check on you real quick. Jay's making fun of me. Helen Bonham Carter. Casperian, if you are on Twitter or something, or if you can communicate with Jay, he can always share some links. I think Never Cold is also possibly a what is it called? A great pro tip I learned in graphic design school was a process called ideation. Basically, you sit down and plan the concepts and the actual design by rough draft sketches. I think you mentioned that when I was talking about my magazine design, that you actually like that. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Thank you for that. Well, I don't know if there's a way you can communicate with Jay or any of the wrench ones. We got Never Cold and stuff like that. And you can share. They can share the link. I mean, unless I make you a, what is it called, a moderator. But I don't know if you're a troll or not. Yeah, I mean, I know you're not. You're pretty cool. But I just want to. Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone's good. Aunt fucking Patty and Uncle fucking Mike. Who the fuck is that? Okay, let's continue this. Oh, this is great too. The Forgotten Chapel. Look at this design. It's simple. It's using both pages. We're not even at fashion yet. Look at his landscape. And it's just simple, simple, simple. And it just looks so clean and professional. I love how half the page is, a photo, and half the page is white with some text, big text. It's really cool. This is a really cool design as well. You've got some picture, and then a stripe of white, and then a stripe of landscape. Really cool design. Might have to steal that. Oh wow, look at this. It's like a regular non-model dude, like a train or something. Yeah, this is a train. Again, look at this design with this full page over here, and oh god, and then this page is like all white blank with, oh sorry, it's hard to do this because it looks backwards. This page is all white blank, and then in the corner of it there's a picture. Like, who thinks to do that? Alright, I'll try to not go through the whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna skip through this. More pictures of Paris. Hey, Aether. This is a book that I picked up at the antique shop today about Karl Lagerfeld. You can catch up on the earlier part of the stream later. And Karl is pretty awesome. and he died fairly recently in February. So I found this amazing book from 1994 of his in an antique shop for $5, and I knew it was a fantastic, expensive book. This shit is like really great, and so I'm just showing it off because Karl is fantastic, and it is definitely inspiration for the magazine because I just love design and stuff like that. This is St. Cloud Park, April 1994. Some more landscapes of his. Yeah, and I looked it up online, and the book goes for like $56, $150. It's like really expensive. So I knew that those people selling it for me for $5 didn't realize that this guy just died, and it's like, this is a book from the 90s, and it's like probably more expensive than that. More landscapes of Paris, mixed with pick of Linda Evangelista. Ah, yeah, the big red book, the Carl Jung one, yeah. Oh god, this is just great too. I love this photography. This is what makes me want to just like get a Hasselblad and shoot myself. Like, so cool. Like, it's like all feathers and shit. It's beautiful. Yeah, like, look at this. Really cool. You guys probably won't like this too much. I can't even figure out what's happening here. Like, what's happening here? That's a butt. Okay, Pippa. That is a butt that I'd be like, okay, Pippa's got an ass. But like, sorry, Pippa. Yeah, you should totally find an antique shop or a thrift store. I mean, I always love to go through them. Yeah, definitely got a steal today. I was really excited. You never know what you can come across. What you got to go to is like the ones that are really cheap too, not the ones that are like, ooh, this is bougie, because then they'll know, and they'll up the price. Yeah, all my clothes are pretty much vintage. Aw, thanks, Strong Divine King. Appreciate the support. So these are really interesting too because they're a bit like blurry, and I think they have this like effect that I was talking about that I did with my photographer recently, but through the blurriness, there's just something magical about it. Like, do you see the figures, you know, in the blurriness? It's actually really cool. So I like that. It still do well with a blurred picture. You know, again, the design of this with the picture taking up like half of the spread, and then the big text, and it's just really simple and clean. Another one with half of the spread is a picture of a landscape and then blank up top. This is just a stunning picture. I mean, well, both of them is great. Her looking out the window reminds me of the Pepe meme, but this, just look at that lighting on her and that shadowed figure and the paintings in the background and the window. I mean, it's just beautiful. Look how lovely that is. This is why I love film photography. You know, my features come out much better in film photography, I think. Like, it's just it's this unreal or very real looking. It's really great. Oh, Apothec. Again, look at the film photography with that face. I'll just skip a little bit. More landscape shots with blank top. Some stuff you guys, I don't know if you'll be into this, but I mean, that's cool. It's like, has that effect of very painterly and hazy. It's really cool. Let me just check in on you guys. Just checking in on you guys, sorry. Okay. Let's skip it. Oh no, I can't skip. Look at how cool this is. Again, the weird blurriness and the light painting. I would say the chiaroscuro, but it's not necessarily the contrast like we talked about in the Baroque, but just the way that the light is falling through foliage and stuff like that. I also consider chiaroscuro. And just look at that. You see how it's like foliage and something. You can just see the faces and the poses are stunning through it. Oh my god, I just love it. I wanna take pictures. But I wanna do film. Gorge. I just love that strange but beautiful. I love that. Beautiful landscape shot. Beautiful dancing shots. I'm gonna skip a little bit. Again, pages that have a blank page on the other side. Sometimes you need some stillness. And then, so here's a shoot with Claudia Schiffer, and I don't know, it's like this, I don't know what's happening here. I think that maybe he was the photographer for some sort of like little artsy film that was going on, because the next series of pictures have like a weird story, and they have like Hans and Greta, and they like do the stuff, but it's Claudia Schiffer, it's definitely not Greta. And it says, starring in Nix, Claudia Schiffer starring in Nix, which in Berlin dialect means nothing, or the simple, naive, and moral story of Greta's and Hans's trip to Berlin. A Heimat film. We are students and have very little money, ... Again, the design of this is just cool. Simple. They've been using the same fonts the whole time. Or the same family of fonts the whole time. You know what I mean? And then I go through this story about Hans and Greta staying at her great uncle's apartment in Berlin. And it just seems like there's this weird, I don't know, I didn't finish reading the story, but I looked at the pictures and you can start to see this like love triangle starting to happen. And there's like this guy with the like dark hair with her, and they're like at this weird party. Just look at this photography, it's wild. Yeah, it's like the story, like, Greta starts to flirt with this other guy, and so-and-so's not happy. Nevertheless, Greta tries to continue her studies, but her thoughts are elsewhere. And you see where that is written is on this page, all the way at the bottom of the blank page, and then there's some picture. Just sometimes it's nice to do things simply, unlike Ember. One afternoon, Greta is alone in her uncle's apartment. Mehdi comes to see her, ... In a closet, they find a helmet which belonged to the father of Greta's uncle. They play strange games. Greta is naive but also a bit depraved, more than she ever thought she could be. I'm just checking on you guys real quick. Sorry, I'm just checking in on you guys. Oh, bye, Never Cold. Thanks for coming in on the late stream. Well, I mean, like, it's interesting because in the uncle's house, there's like this, and it's just like, it's amazing that, you know, he could have a career and I can't, and he took pictures of strange things, and it wasn't a big deal if it was part of a story, you know. But, I don't know. 1994, it could be part of a story, and it's not a big deal, but today, that would be like a dog whistle or something. But yeah, so this whole story thing continues, but just like look at the composition and the lighting. And just like the posing is just something really, really classic about it. Oh yeah, they enter some club. They go out to some club. Cool. This reminds me of being at the club where I used to live in New York, where we used to perform in New York. It's just like such a scene. People dressed up and I'm dressed up, and it's just wild. That's why I want to get that camera and just, you know, capture it all like this. I love this picture. I love this picture. Let me see if you guys can see it. So she's out there in like an alleyway, right? You see the cars in the back, the car in the back, trash can, grungy, dirty, but like there's just something about, oh fuck, this is so hard to do. There's something about this picture that's stunning, like the look in her eye, the light, you see that glare of the light behind her, that backlight that's hitting her arm right there? It's just a really good picture. Oh, getting hot. Again, this lighting starts to get really dramatic, and it's really good. Like, it's very film noir, but like, it's film! So good! guy's angry, I think, ripping up a picture of Claudia. Or Greta, excuse me. Got some men in here. Got another picture of a dude. The posing, the composition, the styling. People were more handsome and pretty back then. I love it. Ooh, I love this whole heel thing. Oh man. She's crying, now she's with some other dude. Oh, again. This is a classic picture. The lighting, the pose, how the lighting's hitting her cheekbones and hitting her eyes. It's grungy background. It's great. I might have to turn off this light. It's messing with it. It's still not good. These are some of that weird effect that I think that the photographer I worked with the other day used. I don't want to give away his style and what he does. I gotta turn this light back on. Let's see where we're at. Might skip a little bit. Yeah, that blurry effect is so cool. And that's in film. So they had to do these weird tricks with the camera. Not in post, not in Photoshop, but in film, having this effect. So cool. I just want to play around like that. Oh god, it's so good. Almost done here, guys. Sorry. Okay. This picture. Again, film photography, the composition of the pillars, the stairs, the posing, the lighting. Classic. This is great. And apparently he took pictures of this Duchess of Windsor, and this is a really cool series of pictures as well. Apparently, Jack looked it up. He, I think, is a prince of Windsor or something. She's American. And he, like, look at it, and then the guy in the background. And, what is it called? Did he, like, leave the throne? He gave up the throne? He abdicated the throne to be with her. That's... He's Edward the Eighth? Edward the Eighth? This is such a cool photo. I love this. She's not like a beautiful woman, but she's interesting looking. But this, again, the composition. Look at all the details, what's going on in this photo. I love the, like, the grandeur of it all. These rooms, gorgeous. Okay. Just some more random shots that doesn't really matter. Oh yeah. Few more shots that I like. This is gorgeous. Look at film photography, how good it looks. again, the posing. They didn't shoot a million different pictures and just happened to come across this modeling. Like, there was some posing going on. There was him directing and saying, okay, hold that mirror there. Okay, hold that candle just there. A little bit more to the right. Yes, look at her now. Okay, you look at him. And you had to really construct the picture. And I think that makes much more of a quality photograph than just, I mean, sometimes random is good, and he has some random in here, but I personally don't see this kind of structure happening a lot nowadays. I want to do a shoot like this so bad. Look at that. This is glamour, okay? Model's not ugly, neither of them, the male or female. The costuming, the fabrics, the furniture, everything is just so elegant and just grand. I love it. I love that so much. Got a mail for you guys. Again, those walls and the doors. Moldings. Oh my god, this reminds me of a romance novel. A really cool one. Gorgeous. Gorgeous photo. Gorgeous lighting. Gorgeous pose. The light hitting her face. Look at the clock in the background. Look at her gown. Look at all of the ornate beauty. This is elegance, man. This is not the ugly trash contemporary art. This is true, like, Western art right here. Photography, as far as photography goes. That was posed too. In the composition. He had that mirror there purposefully. Or that painting. I think it's a painting. And that's it. Thank you for going through that with me. Thank you for your patience. I'm glad I did not ruin and rip the book as I did that. Because my clumsy ass would do that. Alright, let me check in on you guys. I light up when looking at these pictures. I do! They're just so good. You know, like, I've made the same points. The film photography, there's something different about it. There's something real about it. It's no Photoshop, overly retouched. It's not a million shots taken to find one random good shot. There's structure to it. I love the opulence. I love how he loves nice, fancy, expensive, regal things. Like, I love that. Yeah, not like Calvin Klein, that's right. Alright, just checking out. Kitty, what are you doing? No. Alright, yeah. I mean, I'm almost at 2 hours. Yeah, the Crow movie is good. What's with doing all these questions? You're always asking questions. It makes me a bit suspicious. Um, all right, Steven, no worries. Thank you for coming in. I'm almost done. I'm gonna get off in like 10 minutes, so thank you for pulling through the whole time. You're great. I'm just gonna chit chat probably with you guys. Yeah, I know. I'm drinking the Dark Thunder, and it's probably why I'm a little bit wired right now. Alright, so let's maybe look up some more 90s fashion photography. That's why when like Karl talks about these things and the quotes that has been shocking, and it gets in trouble for it's he just likes opulence. He likes nice things. He likes beautiful things, and I think that's exactly what I like and what I think aesthetics is all about. It's like I love beauty, and so did Karl. He liked beautiful, nice things. But yeah, this is a great picture of Kate Moss. That's cool. I like that. Wow, look how young she looks here. Wow. Ooh, I have some jewelry just like that necklace. Man, I miss the 90s. Yeah, I know. Ooh, some 90s goth fashion. QQ. Aww, Christy Turlington. Love her. Look at how pretty models and fashion was back in the 90s. I mean, we have some beautiful stuff nowadays too, but this is... it's stunning. You know, I'm such a like... ooh, love this. Love that look. Alright, this isn't fashion photography, this is just runway fashion. But still. You know what's really good? Ooh, this is a good one. Love it. I'm such a like woman in her 30s demographic because I actually like Pinterest. Pinterest is really good. So let's go to Pinterest to look at this stuff. That's Claudia Schiffer. She was in the magazine. I mean, the book, the Karl book. She was actually on the cover. Look at the model body types back then. I love this model. Look at the model body types back then. You don't see that today. Even in the like non-fat ones. This is the right amount of curve. Oh, we got tea. I love this model. She's really, really great. Actually, I think I have some saved pins with her. It's great. look at these models back then. They were so pretty. Like, genuine pretty. Ooh, Chrissy Turlington. Love her too. Let me go back to this model. Yeah, this model. I like her. I might just go to my pins, my saved pins. Let's see. I have fashion inspiration, maybe? Photography, but that's not 90s. I think my fashion inspiration is 90s. Yeah, this is 90s catwalk, Chrissy Turlington. Oh. Oh my god, this is Karl! This is Karl Lagerfeld. I think for Chanel, yeah. Damn. What a legend. What a legend. Yeah, this is that model that I like. Oh, okay. Love this outfit. Man, this is so 90s. Having like some like bra top looking thing with like a blazer looking thing and some high-waisted pants. That was a look. That looks very Chanel too, actually. Yeah, Chanel. Oh. Ooh, love. Let me go back to this. Oh, no. This one. Yeah, see that? Crop top. Big hair, beautiful face, curvy body. Got some boob action in this one. Love this picture too. Some more Chrissy Turlington. Look at their bodies back then and their faces. They all looked great. Why can't modeling go back to this? I'm gonna check in on you guys real quick, and I'm gonna have to bounce. Late 90s fashion was on point. Yeah, I know, I love it. Yeah, we got Tess Holliday. I got into a fight with Tess Holliday on Twitter the other day. I like 80s fashion as well. Yep. Yes, I'm in my 30s at Varda. I know. It's crazy. Okay. Back then, women were women, that's right. I could do with about an inch more thick. That's good to know, Veronica. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. So I was really surprised by Victoria's Secret because, I've always thought of them as, like, super, super stunning. And I've actually performed for some Victoria's Secret models before, and they complimented me on my figure, and they were gorgeous. And I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Some fashion designers and stuff. But I walked past the Victoria's Secret in the mall the other day, and I was like, there are, like, fat, ugly girls on this, like, on display for the modeling, and I was like, what happened to Victoria's Secret? Like, I used to look at them and be like, oh my God, like, that is something that I aspire to. And now I look at it and I'm like, I look better than that. Ugh. That's not good. It's sad because I don't know about Karl Lagerfeld, so I have nothing to contribute to the conversation. Well, that's why I was doing a stream on him. I was telling you guys a little bit about him and what he's about. All right, bye, Brianna. Have fun at work. Yeah, Adriana Lima, exactly. Yeah, I loved Adriana Lima. Yep. And that was like my favorite model growing up. Her and I don't know if you guys remember Esther Cañatas. I think she was actually in that meme that I posted about the Calvin Klein. Let me show you guys. I think that was actually her in the Calvin Klein ad from 1999. Instagram. Find my Instagram. Yeah, I think this is Esther Cañatas. Yeah, that's her in this. And so this kind of epitomizes what's going on with the modeling that I'm talking about. I do believe that that's Esther. Let me yeah, this model. I mean, she's super skinny. I mean, this is a bit skinny, but she's from like Spain or something, and she was a really big model in the 90s. I remember early 90s looking at her. She had these big lips and I mean, still gorgeous, beautiful. Yeah, I think that was her in that ad actually, because she was a big 90s model, super skinny. This is what I remember her in too. Yeah, it's crazy. Time flies. She has a striking look. I love her. But I do believe that is her in this picture. Maybe it's someone else, but I thought it was her. Oop, I got some. Alright, well, it's been 2 hours, guys. Yeah, I used to look at Adriana Lima and Victoria's Secret and just be like, oh, gorge. Love, love, love. Want to be like that. Want to be like that. And now I see Victoria's Secret models and I'm like, oof. What's with the gut? Ugh. Nope. Not into it. Matthew Gervais, you missed the whole stream. It's been over 2 hours. But, you know, you can catch up on the stream later, and I'll try to be streaming regularly. Lisa, let me check that out, Kasperian. Oh, she's Thai. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm a bit biased. I like to see women that look like me. Well, I mean, you know, not look like me, but my race. Because, you know, I'm not Asian. I can never look Asian. I don't have Asian features. I have Western features, so it doesn't inspire me as much, but I'll bring it up. Oh, yeah, I see. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. She has a bit of Western features, I think, actually. But she's Asian. Can't relate. They're very dainty. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm streaming really late. I'm streaming on another day. Actually, this should be my alchemy streaming day, but you'll see in the beginning of the stream, I had to go to a funeral. I found out my friend died. 2 different separate things. The funeral today and my friend dying. There's just like lots going on. I just like wasn't up to it, so you know, I have to stream, so now I'm streaming. But yeah. All right, guys. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about, let me know. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's always wild when someone dies suddenly. You're like, whoa, what? Like, that doesn't seem real. It's crazy. Yeah, so I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys have any last minute things, damn, I'm sorry, Kasperian. It sucks. Yeah, it's been cancer for me on my end of the dying. Kitty, what are you doing? Oh, God. Meow? Okay, come here. Yeah, it's been cancer on my end of the dying sphere, but, which freaks me out because I have to go to a doctor. I haven't, like, never been to a doctor, and so I'm just like, I should probably go to a doctor. Yeah, okay, let me go to my Streamlabs. Alright, guys. Alright. Unless you super chat me, I'm out of here. Or Streamlabs me. It was nice to, oh, I'm sorry about that, Kasperian. That's terrible. Yeah, my little sister had leukemia. She's doing well now, but it's always really scary. Hence, I should probably go to a doctor. Yeah, thanks for coming by. I think maybe next time I will do a little bit more like I did last time about Baroque art. And, you know, I think that, what's his face in here? Eduardo really wanted to talk about Dadaism, and I think it's super fun. I think we should talk about that as well. Again, that was part of the trifecta of Carl Jung that I absolutely love. And I know people crap on like modern art and stuff, but there are parts of it that are decent, and we can go through that. And bye. See ya, guys. No, I was saying bye to, I don't know how to say her name, Messe Animation Studio something. And what was I saying? Yeah, so there's parts of modern art that are actually fairly decent, not all of it, and it was definitely the precursor to the shitty contemporary art that we now have. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say Carl Jung? I meant Julius Evola. So it's the trifecta of Evola, and he liked Dadaism, art, alchemy, which of course I like, and he was a bit right wing, so that's the really cool trifecta. And I think that maybe exploring Dada stuff and Evola and all that stuff would be cool. Oh my God, someone stole your card. That card number. That's terrible. It's happened to me before. No worries, no worries. No pressure. You know, just doing this for a living, so just gotta like chill sometimes, you know, like super chat me guys. Hey. This is what I'm doing. Should really do it more often. But yeah, I mean, how does someone even just think of taking someone else's account info? It's ridiculous. Alright guys, until next time, wait for a tweet. Those of you that are not on Twitter, maybe you can become part of, go on my website and become like a subscriber or something. It's martinamarkota.com. People like Casperian or whatever. I think that I'm a bit shadow banned on YouTube because a lot of people say, I think everyone has said, I haven't heard anyone recently say that they have gotten a notification from clicking the bell, but everyone has said that they didn't get a notification and they were, upset to miss the stream or be late on the stream or just acknowledge that they didn't see a notification. They only noticed, they only caught the stream because they posted it on Twitter. Oh, thanks, Eduardo. That really means a lot. So maybe I should set up some sort of email list. I do have some sort of thing on my... oh, cool. All right, as long as I show up, that's good. But you can always subscribe on my website, and maybe I should blast out an email when I'm about to go live. It's always something that I forget to do. I am on Insta. Yeah. You can... I have 2 accounts, actually. Here, I'll send a link. One of them is my Martina account, which is, normal stuff and politics. And then I have my Lady Alchemy account, which is just my, it's just my performing art stuff. And so I'll send you that as well. Oh, speaking of film photography, I should have mentioned this before. Speaking of film photography and stuff like that, my most recent posts I just noticed are actually film photography. This was film. I was in an elevator. It's an old school elevator in New York in my costume. And then I have this, me performing. Again, I love moldings. I love the moldings in this picture. This is film photography, man. And black and white, all natural, no Photoshop. You can see some imperfections, but that's what makes it great. And this as well, film photography. It's why it's a bit grainy. There's actually a grainy type of film, black and white film. Love the walls, love the clock in the background and the painting. I mean, this is kind of what I was talking about before. So, yeah, like that's the kind of stuff that I love. Actually, on my Martina one as well. On my Martina one, I posted one, but it's not a lady. This is me on my way to a gig on the subway. As you can see, I have like this thing of feathers behind me and this big bag that I'm lugging through with my costumes in it. But this is an IRL Martina one, but this is film photography as well. So, yeah, some inspiration from that. Alright guys, let me switch it up a little bit, see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I do shitpost sometimes on my Martina account. Alright guys, love ya, bye. Bye.